Of Mice and Men is a novel about America in the 1930s. Steinbeck himself said that he wanted the ranch in the novella to be seen as a microcosm of American society, a little mini version of reality, if you like. So when we're writing about individual characters in Of Mice and Men, remember what you're actually talking about is whole sections of society. Crooks isn't just Crooks, he is black people in 1930s America. Curly's wife represents the plight of women in 1930s America. The boss should be seen as a figure demonstrating the power that wealthy landowners had over penniless migrant workers. So when we meet Candy, Steinbeck is taking up the opportunity to explore social discrimination on the basis of age and disability. When we see the stoop-shouldered old man enter the room, we're seeing what happens to every poor agricultural worker who gets old in American society. They're crippled by a life of hard physical labour, and then they live in fear of being canned, dismissed as useless, no longer serving any functional purpose to their employer. It's the fear that really strikes you with Candy. It's the desperation caused by this fear that leads him to offer his life savings to two men that he's only just met, in the hope that he can secure financial security and companionship for himself in his old age. And for me, one of the key quotes from Candy is when he's talking to George and Lenny about giving them his money. And he says this, he says, "Maybe if I give you guys my money, you'll let me hoe in the garden, even after I ain't no good at it." He's hoping, he's pleading, bargaining even in a financial sense for acceptance and inclusion. He's saying, if I give you all I've got now, will you tolerate me or look after me when I no longer serve any functional purpose? When I cease to be worth anything in a financial, economic, practical sense, can I still stay with you? And it tells us something, doesn't it, about American society in the 1930s, that the only way of establishing this is through some kind of financial offer, a contract almost. Security and companionship aren't guaranteed just because you're human. Your worth is decided on the basis of what you have to offer. Candy is, in effect, taking out insurance. He's trusting George and Lenny with his life.